Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the world of conspiracy theories. Like, is it just me or is the world getting weirder? Every time I go on Twitter, there's a new theory about like lizard people or something. It's wild. But some of these theories, they start to seep into your brain, you know? So today we're talking about 5 conspiracy theories that went from like whispered rumors to full-blown mainstream conversations. We're talking about the moon landing, Area 51, the Illuminati, 9/11s, and even the flat Earth. Oh my God, the flat Earth. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the juicy details. And like, comment down below which theory freaks you out the most. Okay, let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with a classic, the moon landing. Did it happen? Didn't it happen? We've all seen the grainy footage, heard Neil Armstrong's iconic words. But some people believe it was all a big, elaborate hoax staged by the government. I mean, think about it. Back then, the Cold War was raging and America really needed a win against the Soviets. What better way to show their dominance than by, like, faking a moon landing? It sounds crazy, but some of the evidence these conspiracy theorists present is actually pretty compelling. Like, what about the flag waving in the wind on the moon? There's no air in space, right? And the lack of stars in the background of the photos, it's enough to make you question everything. Honestly, part of me wants to believe we went to the moon, but then the other part of me is like, wait a minute, okay, I need to lie down. Okay, from the moon to the desert, let's talk about Area 51. Tucked away in the Nevada desert, this super-secret military base has been the subject of intense speculation and conspiracy theories for decades. What's really going on out there? Are they hiding aliens, top-secret government experiments, reverse-engineered UFOs? I mean, the possibilities are endless, and my imagination is running wild. The obsession with Area 51 really took off after the infamous Roswell incident in 1947. You know the story. A mysterious object crashes in the New Mexico desert, and the government claims it's just a weather balloon. Yeah, right. But witnesses reported seeing strange debris and even alien bodies. The government's explanation just didn't add up, and people started to suspect a cover-up. And guess where they took the wreckage? That's right, Area 51. Suddenly, this remote military base became synonymous with aliens and government conspiracies. Then, in 1989, a guy named Bob Lazar came forward with a story that would rock the ufology world. Lazar claimed he had worked at a secret facility called S4, located near Area 51, where he had seen actual alien spacecraft. He even provided detailed descriptions of the craft's propulsion systems and said he had read government documents about alien beings. Lazar's interview sent shockwaves through the media and fueled public fascination with Area 51. Now, whether you believe Lazar or not, his story definitely added fuel to the fire. Fast forward to 2019, and the internet does what it does best. It turns a conspiracy theory into a meme, and then that meme into a real-life event. I'm talking, of course, about the Storm Area 51 They Can't Stop Us All Facebook event. Millions of people RSVP'd to Naruto Run at the base and see them aliens. It was hilarious and terrifying at the same time. Obviously, storming a heavily guarded military base is a terrible idea, but the event showed just how deeply ingrained the Area 51 mythos has become in popular culture. In the end, only a handful of people actually showed up and no aliens were found. Or were they? Okay guys, the Illuminati, just saying the name gives me chills. It's like a whisper that echoes through the corridors of history, a name that conjures up images of shadowy figures and secret meetings. It's like, are they watching us right now? Every time I see a CCTV camera, I can't help but wonder if there's someone somewhere keeping tabs on us. Is there a secret camera in this avocado toast? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but with all the technology we have today, who knows what's possible? You never know. The thought alone is enough to make you laugh nervously, right? But seriously, the Illuminati is like the OG conspiracy theory. It's the granddaddy of them all, the one that started it all. They've been around forever, allegedly, pulling the strings behind everything. Imagine a group so powerful that they could influence the course of history itself. Wars, pop stars, maybe even the price of gas, who knows? It's like they're the ultimate puppet masters controlling every aspect of our lives. And the symbols, you guys, the symbols, they're everywhere, hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered. Triangles, pyramids, the all-seeing eye. These symbols have become synonymous with the Illuminati, and once you start looking for them, you see them everywhere. It's like they want us to know they're out there, or maybe it's just our minds playing tricks on us, seeing patterns where there are none. Or maybe I'm just like obsessed with finding patterns. Am I crazy? It's easy to get caught up in the hunt, to start seeing connections that might not even be there. I mean, I see a triangle on a juice box and suddenly I'm like, is this a sign? Are they watching me? Should I join them? It's a slippery slope, my friends. What are the benefits? What could I gain from being part of such a powerful group? Section 2, from secret society to pop culture phenomenon. Let's dive into how this secretive group went from the shadows to the spotlight. So, the Illuminati started as this super secret society back in the 1700s. They were all about enlightenment and challenging the status quo. Think like dudes in robes having secret meetings and stuff. Spooky. They were the intellectual rebels of their time. Back then, it was all about enlightenment and challenging the church. Pretty deep stuff, right? But now it's a whole different ballgame. It's like the Illuminati went mainstream. They've become a part of our cultural lexicon, a symbol of mystery and power. I'm talking movies, music videos, even memes. It's everywhere. The idea of the Illuminati has permeated every aspect of our entertainment. Like, remember that time Beyoncé flashed the triangle symbol at the Super Bowl? Conspiracy theorists went wild. It was like a signal, a confirmation of their beliefs. And don't even get me started on the rappers. They love to play with the imagery and the idea of being part of something bigger. They're always talking about the Illuminati, joining it, selling their souls for fame and fortune. It's become a part of their brand, a way to add an air of mystery and danger. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little curious about that whole soul-selling thing. Just kidding. Or am I? It's a tantalizing idea, isn't it? Or am I? The allure of power and influence is hard to resist, but seriously, it makes you wonder, how did this super secret society become a pop culture phenomenon? It's a fascinating transformation. It's like, are they in on the joke? Are they using the conspiracy to their advantage? Or is there something more sinister at play? Are they controlling the narrative? My mind is blown. The lines between reality and fiction are so blurred. Section 3, the power of celebrity. Let's talk about how celebrities have fueled the fire of the Illuminati conspiracy. Okay, let's be real for a second. Celebrities have a huge influence on our culture and our beliefs. Part of the reason the Illuminati theory is so big is because of celebrities. They have the power to shape our perceptions and our imaginations. Like when you see your favorite pop star flashing a suspicious hand gesture, you can't help but wonder, right? It's like they're sending a secret message. And it's not just music. Movies have played a huge role in keeping the Illuminati myth alive. Movies like Eyes Wide Shut and The Da Vinci Code totally play into the whole secret society Illuminati vibe. They feed our fascination with the unknown and the mysterious. And don't even get me started on the documentaries. There are so many out there, each one adding a new layer to the conspiracy. I've watched so many documentaries about the Illuminati, I could probably write a thesis on it. Each one presents a different angle, a different piece of the puzzle. But here's the thing, the more we talk about it, the more real it seems. It's like we're collectively creating this reality. It's like this weird feedback loop. We talk about it, it becomes more real, and then we talk about it even more. Celebrities hint at it, conspiracy theorists freak out, and then the media picks it up and runs with it. It's a cycle that feeds on itself. And before you know it, everyone's talking about the Illuminati. It's like a snowball effect, growing bigger and bigger with each passing day. It's like a virus, spreading through the internet and infecting everyone's minds. Once the idea is out there, it's hard to contain. Section 4, the allure of the unknown. Let's explore why we're so drawn to the idea of the Illuminati. But why are we so obsessed with the Illuminati? What is it about this secret society that captivates our imaginations? I mean, it's not like we actually want a bunch of shadowy figures controlling the world, right? Or maybe we do because it gives us a sense of order in a chaotic world. Or do we? The idea of a hidden hand guiding the course of events can be strangely comforting. I think it's because we crave answers. We want to understand the world around us, to make sense of the chaos. We want to know why things are the way they are, who's really in control. It's a quest for knowledge and understanding. And when we don't have those answers, our brains fill in the blanks, often with the most outlandish explanations. It's a way to cope with the unknown. Plus, there's something kind of exciting about believing in something bigger than ourselves. It adds a sense of adventure to our lives. It's like, yeah, my life might be mundane, but at least there's this secret society out there doing secret society things. It adds a layer of intrigue to the everyday. It's like a real-life superhero movie, but with more shadowy figures and less spandex. It's a story that never gets old. Maybe it's all just a bunch of nonsense. Maybe we're just seeing what we want to see, or maybe, just maybe, there's something more to it. The truth is out there, as they say. I guess we'll never know for sure. The mystery is part of the allure. Unless, of course, we get recruited, then we'd have all the answers, right? In that case, Illuminati, hit me up. I'm ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Okay, so everyone knows where they were on September 11th, 2001. It's one of those days that is etched into the collective memory of the world. It's like burned into your brain, you know? The shock, the disbelief, the horror. It was a day that changed everything. I was getting ready for school, just a normal Tuesday morning, and then bam, the news hits. It was surreal, like something out of a movie, but it was all too real. 2 planes, the Twin Towers, chaos everywhere. The images were broadcasted live, and the world watched in horror as the events unfolded. It felt like the world just stopped. People were glued to their screens, unable to comprehend the magnitude of what was happening. I remember thinking, this is it. This is the end of the world as we know it. The fear and uncertainty were palpable. This is how it all ends. The sense of dread was overwhelming, and it felt like nothing would ever be the same again. It was terrifying, and the images of those buildings collapsing, the smoke, the people running, it's something I'll never forget. The sheer scale of the destruction was unimaginable. The official story is that Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda hijacked those planes, flew them into the World Trade Center, and that's that. But for many, the story didn't end there. But guys, the internet exists, and where there's smoke, there's fire. The internet became a breeding ground for alternative theories and explanations, or in this case, where there's jet fuel, there's a whole lot of conspiracy theories. People started questioning the official narrative almost immediately. So here's where things get really interesting, and by interesting I mean really freaking creepy. The internet was buzzing with speculation and doubt. Almost immediately after 9/11, whispers started popping up online, questioning the official narrative. People were looking for answers that made sense to them. People started pointing out what they saw as inconsistencies in the collapse of the towers. They analyzed every detail, looking for clues. How could jet fuel, even burning at crazy high temperatures, cause steel to melt and those massive structures to crumble like that? It seemed implausible to some. It just didn't add up for some people. They couldn't reconcile the official explanation with what they were seeing. Then came the theories about controlled demolitions, pre-planted explosives, and the government covering it all up. The idea that it was an inside job gained traction. I mean, come on, we've all seen those conspiracy theory documentaries with shaky footage and ominous music. They make you question everything. The power of suggestion is strong, and these documentaries are designed to make you doubt. And the more you delve into it, the deeper the rabbit hole goes. It's easy to get lost in the myriad of theories and speculations. And it wasn't just the Twin Towers, guys. The Pentagon, the symbol of American military might, got hit too. This added another layer of complexity to the events of that day. The Pentagon, the symbol of American military might, got hit too. The attack on the Pentagon raised even more questions and fueled further speculation. And then there was Flight 93, which crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. The bravery of the passengers who fought back is a story of heroism amidst the tragedy. Each of these events added fuel to the conspiracy fire. People were looking for answers, and the official story left many unsatisfied. Some people believed the Pentagon strike was too precise to be a plane hijacked by amateur pilots. They pointed to the lack of debris and the small size of the hole in the building. And suggest it was a missile, not a plane. This theory has been widely debated and remains controversial. As for Flight 93, some theories claim it was shot down by the U.S. government to prevent it from reaching its target, which they believe was the White House or the Capitol building. The truth of what happened on that flight may never be fully known. Again, it's all speculation, but it makes you think, right? The unanswered questions and the gaps in the official story leave room for doubt. Look, I'm not saying I believe any of this stuff for sure, but the 9/11 attacks were so significant, so life-altering, that it's natural for people to search for answers, to try and make sense of the senseless. But the 9/11 attacks were so significant, so life-altering, that it's natural for people to search for answers, to try and make sense of the senseless. The quest for understanding is a fundamental part of human nature. And when the official story leaves some questions unanswered, or when there are inconsistencies that don't quite add up, it's no wonder that people start to look for alternative explanations. The search for truth can lead down many paths. The truth is, we may never know all the details, all the secrets that surround that tragic day. The complexity and the secrecy only add to the mystery, and that uncertainty, that lack of closure, just fuels the conspiracy theories even more. People want answers, and when they don't get them, they start to fill in the gaps themselves. The 9/11's truth movement, as it's called, gained traction in the years following the attacks. People from all walks of life joined the movement, seeking answers and demanding transparency. Documentaries like Loose Change presented these alternative theories to a wider audience, and the internet became a breeding ground for discussion, debate, and, let's be honest, a whole lot of misinformation. The line between fact and fiction became increasingly blurred. Families of victims, politicians, even celebrities, everyone had an opinion. The impact of 9/11 was so profound that it touched every aspect of society. It became a divisive issue, with some people accusing those who questioned the official story of being disrespectful to the victims or even unpatriotic. The debate often became heated and emotional, but others argued that questioning authority and demanding transparency is the most patriotic thing you can do. They believed that seeking the truth was a way to honor the memory of those who lost their lives. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, and the debate continues to this day. The search for truth and understanding is ongoing, and the events of 9/11 will continue to be a topic of discussion and investigation for years to come. Okay, so we've talked about aliens, secret societies, and government cover-ups. These topics have always fascinated people, sparking countless debates and discussions. They make us question the world around us and wonder what secrets might be lurking just out of sight. But guys, just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, we have to talk about the flat Earth theory. This theory has gained a surprising amount of traction in recent years, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. I know, it sounds insane. It's hard to believe that in the 21st century, with all our scientific advancements, some people still cling to this outdated notion. Like, did we all just collectively forget about gravity and, basic science? It's almost as if centuries of scientific progress have been thrown out the window. But you would be surprised by how many people genuinely believe that the Earth is flat. It's not just a fringe belief held by a few, it's a movement with a significant following. And it's not just a few weirdos in their mom's basement, okay? These are people from all walks of life, united by a shared skepticism of mainstream science. Celebrities, athletes, even some people I went to high school with, they're all on board with this flat Earth business. It's baffling to see how widespread this belief has become. It's like a whole new level of conspiracy theory, and honestly, it's kind of mind-blowing. The sheer audacity of rejecting centuries of scientific evidence is both fascinating and frustrating. So let's break this down. Understanding their perspective might help us see why this theory has such a strong appeal. Flat earthers believe that the Earth is a flat disk, kind of like a giant pancake, with the Arctic Circle in the center and Antarctica forming an ice wall around the edge to keep all the oceans from spilling off. This ice wall is supposedly what keeps everything in place, preventing the oceans from cascading into the void. It's a concept that seems more at home in a fantasy novel than in real life. Yeah, I know, it sounds like something out of a children's book. The simplicity of the idea is almost charming if it weren't so fundamentally flawed. But they have all these elaborate explanations for how gravity works, or doesn't work, I guess, how day and night happen, and why we don't fall off the edge of the Earth. They reject conventional science in favor of their own interpretations. According to them, the sun and moon are much smaller and closer than we've been told, and they move in circles above the flat Earth, creating day and night. It's a model that defies the laws of physics as we understand them. They claim that NASA, along with all the other space agencies, is part of a massive conspiracy to hide the truth about our flat planet. This belief in a grand deception is a common thread in many conspiracy theories. They say all those pictures of Earth from space are fake, CGI, part of the grand illusion. It's a claim that requires a staggering level of distrust in scientific institutions. It's a lot to unpack, and honestly, it gives me a headache just thinking about it. The mental gymnastics required to maintain this belief are exhausting. Now, you might be thinking, Shane, there's so much evidence that the Earth is round, and you'd be absolutely right. The evidence is overwhelming and has been for centuries. Like, hello, have these people never seen a ship disappear hull first over the horizon? And you'd be right. This simple observation has been a cornerstone of our understanding of the Earth's shape for millennia. There's mountains of scientific evidence, centuries of observations and experiments that all point to a spherical Earth. From ancient Greek philosophers to modern-day scientists, the consensus has always been clear. But flat earthers have an explanation for everything. They twist and reinterpret evidence to fit their narrative, often ignoring or dismissing anything that contradicts their beliefs. They'll tell you that the horizon is an optical illusion, that perspective makes things look like they're curving when they're not. It's a convenient way to dismiss one of the most obvious proofs of a round Earth. They argue that our eyes are deceiving us, that what we see is not reality but a trick of perspective. It's a claim that requires a deep misunderstanding of basic optics. They'll even perform their own experiments to try and prove their point, like shining a light across a lake or measuring the curvature of the Earth with a spirit level. These DIY experiments are often flawed and unscientific. Spoiler alert, their experiments don't usually go according to plan. When the results don't match their expectations, they often dismiss or reinterpret the data. It's almost comical how often their experiments fail to support their claims. Yet this doesn't seem to deter them. Instead, it reinforces their belief that the truth is being hidden. So how did this whole flat Earth thing become so popular? It's a question that has puzzled many. The answer lies in the power of the internet and the way information spreads in the digital age. Well, you can thank the internet for that. The rise of social media has given a platform to voices that might have otherwise remained on the fringes. With the rise of social media and online forums, it's easier than ever for people with fringe beliefs to connect with each other, share their ideas, and reinforce their own biases. These platforms create communities where like-minded individuals can find validation and support. It's easier than ever for people with fringe beliefs to connect with each other, share their ideas, and reinforce their own biases. These online communities can be incredibly insular, creating echo chambers where dissenting opinions are rarely heard. It creates these echo chambers where people are only exposed to information that confirms their existing beliefs, no matter how outlandish those beliefs might be. This phenomenon is not unique to flat earthers. It affects many different groups and ideologies. It creates these echo chambers where people are only exposed to information that confirms their existing beliefs, no matter how outlandish those beliefs might be. This insularity can make it difficult for individuals to critically evaluate their own views. And let's be real, there's something inherently fascinating about conspiracy theories. They offer simple explanations for complex phenomena and tap into our natural curiosity and desire for hidden knowledge. They tap into our sense of wonder, our desire for something more than the mundane reality we live in. Conspiracy theories can be captivating, offering a sense of mystery and intrigue that everyday life often lacks. They tap into our sense of wonder, our desire for something more than the mundane reality we live in. The idea that there are hidden truths waiting to be uncovered is a powerful motivator. And the flat Earth theory, as ridiculous as it sounds, is no exception. It offers a narrative that challenges the status quo and invites people to see themselves as part of a select group that knows the real truth. Look, I'm all for questioning things, for thinking critically and not just accepting what we're told. Healthy skepticism is an important part of scientific inquiry and personal growth, for thinking critically and not just accepting what we're told. It's essential to question and seek evidence, to understand the world through a lens of inquiry and reason. But there's a difference between healthy skepticism and just plain old misinformation. The latter can be dangerous, leading people to reject well-established facts in favor of unfounded theories. The flat Earth theory is a prime example of how easily misinformation can spread online and how quickly it can gain traction, especially among people who are looking for simple answers to complex questions. The internet has made it easier than ever for false information to reach a wide audience, and how quickly it can gain traction, especially among people who are looking for simple answers to complex questions. The allure of a straightforward explanation can be very appealing, even if it's completely wrong. It's a reminder that we need to be critical thinkers, to question our sources, and to be wary of anything that sounds too good to be true. Critical thinking is our best defense against misinformation, to question our sources and to be wary of anything that sounds too good to be true. We must always seek evidence and be willing to change our minds in the face of new information, because sometimes the truth is actually pretty straightforward. It may not be as exciting as a conspiracy theory, but it's grounded in reality and evidence. And in this case, the truth is, the Earth is round, like really, really round. The evidence is clear, and it's time we put this flat Earth nonsense to rest once and for all. Wow, guys, we've gone deep down the rabbit hole with these conspiracy theories. From the moon landing to Area 51, from the Illuminati to 9/11s, and even the flat Earth, we've explored some of the most intriguing and enduring mysteries out there. Whether you believe in these theories or think they're totally bonkers, there's no denying that they make you think, question, and maybe even lose a little sleep at night. But hey, that's the fun of it, right? Just remember to take everything with a grain of salt, do your own research from credible sources, and don't let the conspiracy theories consume you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more conspiracy theory, deep dives, spooky stories, and all-around weirdness. And let me know in the comments down below which conspiracy theory you find the most fascinating or the most unbelievable. Until next time, stay curious.